In the name of God, and thanks to God, and may peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad and his followers and companions, and great regards of the great Islam. And I would like to thank Dr. Hamza, the head of the sessions, and I thank you all for this great presence. And I hope that my discussion will be focused, and maybe I'll take the time in a precise way, and please don't hesitate to stop me if you would like. And my discussion after Dr. Issam al-Bashir maybe can be difficult, but I will do my best to change. The form of the speech of Dr. Issam was more scientific, and also I will give you some other easy hadith, easy speech with the full of something that call and talk to the mind and soul, and other other funny things could also a speech with the soul, and also the experience of our Muslim Brotherhood, politically and intellectually, and also one of them is the scholars. The Islamic Brotherhood's movement established to respond to the historical reality in 1924, and also the establishments of the Islamic life. They were supposed to be called good deeds people, and Hassan al-Banna, he has established that in 1928, and this was more objective and some social needs at that time, and the reality of the Islamic reality in the Islamic world, and we needed that to discover the society and to deal with the society, and all these concepts mentioned by Dr. Issam, which is the moderate case, and the historically and is socially also, and the scholar Al-Banna, when he established Muslim Brotherhood, established also many pillars and criterias, and Dr. Issam talked about the pillars and also the usul of the essentials of this ideology of Muslim Brotherhood's movements, and we call it as the suppressed work section, and I meant with the labor or work, we start with the 7 shows or sitcoms. We start with the family, and also we guide the society and liberate the country, and also reform the state and the government, and also regain the establishment of Islam, and also the objective of the Professor Al-Banna and this wide range Islamic action, and not only reality inside Egypt, but inside the Islamic world in general. But this Egyptian reality, Egyptian was under the invasion of the British, and there was so many corruptions and all these issues. Some of them it's continued, but it's been so much until today. It's been expanded since that time. I think we still have it even until today in different way that we had in the same thing in the past since the British invasion. And also there was other intellectuals and thoughts and ideas, and also maybe I took some smile and happiness from the 5th conference, what been mentioned by the Professor Al-Banna. The ideology of Muslim Brotherhood is not only the reforms, that they have 3 things, which is the calling and these politicians, and the politic and the society. And Professor Al-Banna said this is the call, Salafis and Sufis and Sunni, and this is the descriptions of that, and it's it's a political body, and he said it's a scientific culture and society and sport clubs, and this is also the work inside the society, and the movement and the call of Muslim Brotherhood movement. It's social work and also political work and many other things. And these bases that established by Al-Banna, it also, as Dr. Osam told us, how the resilience was the movement, resilience, had too many things or two incidents or two positions, or like the first position is our situation is the humanity, and also by Mehdi Al-Akif and Mr. Ibrahim Al-Munir, God bless him. But the first position is by the Al-Insani, how they can improve the mental image after the period of time of Nasriya in the Egyptian society. So did some kind of developments in his speech, and also I remember had a phone call. And she called us, Dia Saeed, and told her that I would like to come and have some tea with you. And they said, are you going to meet the journalist Saeed? I said, I know what I'm saying. And when Dr. Al-Amaliyat Al-Mizani, he was in front of President As-Sadat and told him, I hope give you a long term age. And he said that I said, that's what I meant, and because I am the time of Sadat to have a freedom in the Da'wah action. And so that's this Al-Misani, Scholar Al-Misani said, and also in the party of Al-Wafd during the elections, and the second position of into the lawyer syndicates, and before the initiatives that it was at that time when he said the freedom of the governing, the authority, and also the international forum in the related to the issue of Egyptian constitutions and Mehdi Akif, and it was some kind of resilience. And Mr. Ibrahim in 2022, when he said that many people they were disagree with him, some others agreed with him and said that we are not going to continue with this authority that could resolve some society conflicts, and said we are also not to give up to reach the governance and the authority. And I meant that this kind of word has some resilience, and that demanded into the political dawah and call. The political experience started very early, and Dr. Hassan al-Banna was nominated at that time in the member of representatives, and also in the government. And some people, they were against him to get Hassan al-Banna nominated to be a member of parliament. And he is like a man of society and politics, and he was discussed with the Mohammed Basha. He was the president of the government, and at that time he said, I respect the government and I give the call and dawah, it's a freedom. And the head of the government gave a promise and alleged that he is not going to bother the Al-Ikhwan, Muslim Brotherhoods, and also they said we care about also the Islamic celebrations. And Dr. Hassan al-Banna transformed that issue into the call and to the movement or action of society. Ahmed Maher Basha at that time in 1944 in the same level of Mustafa and Nahat, and maybe that didn't have any negotiations, and the occupier of the British at that time also they had some brother, but there wasn't any negotiation with the British, and nobody succeeded at that time, and this thing that continued for the elections in the Egyptian authority. And also the Nasriya era, it was something happened that they were disagreed against that who is going to represent Muslim Brotherhood in the government, but it's been exceeded that because it wasn't a good experience, only with lessons. And what happened? It was so much development happened, and it start starting of the mainstream, Islamic mainstream, and the first who entered the parliament in 67, and Dr. Adel Isa. And also Dr. Osam mentioned that. Dr. Adel Isa from Alexandria, and Dr. Abbas Al-Qaddari, he's with us from Giza and Alexandria. There are only two people in the council, but they are the one, they led some like oppositions and some other non-Muslims, and Dr. Muntazir Nassar, As-Sadat. At that time, they dismantled the parliament, and there was the elections of 79. Only two people, they actually followed up with that, and Salah Abu Ismail and Sheikh Hassan, and those, that Hassan al-Jamal from Muslim Brotherhood. But Hassan al-Banna said that they didn't declare that he was nominated to the parliament. That was some kind of resilience and developments, and also the Wafd party and the Muslim Brotherhood party, and Dr. Omar al-Mistikhani, he suffered inside the group, that he said, how can we join the al-Wafd party? And it was so important that why we entered the elections and give also I didn't want to enter into the opposition. I need the opposition so we can help the parliament action, and also this concept is new in the oppositions, that even like if the government was good, so this happened, and the parliament entered, and they had about 59 members, some from the Wafd party, some of them from Muslim Brotherhood party or movements, and something that will benefit you. In 87, there was two another parties with some coalitions or alliances, and also Al-Labour Party and Al-Ahrar Party. Al-Amal Party in 84, he got about 7%, and when they got the party, they got about 17% with other party, and the party of Al-Wafd went down to 10%. I'm not going to saying that how the Muslim Brotherhoods, they had some 10% from the votes, if we did some kind of comparisons. This political action, and why we talk about this, and they say that who they are accusing Muslim Brotherhoods in terrorism. Look at their history in the society. The reality will be there, will be more benefit to everyone. And after that, in the 90s, there was boycotting of the elections. 95, forged to Ali Fath al-Bab, and we always say one only entered this, opened the door, which is Ali Fath al-Bab. And the year of 2005, after the 2000, there was some the group of 17th, and who is the head of the parliament, Dr. Mohammed Morsi, God bless him. And in 2005, the great jump at that time, a quantum, and it's about from the 160, only 80% of them won. It's about 55%, and 20% of the parliament. So this is actually political, like a clear political engagement. And this was so important. And Dr. al-Baradei, when he came to Egypt, and he established an organizations of change, and one of them was the Muslim Brotherhood. And you remember the electronic platform that gathered 1 million signature of issue of elections, and also hindering some other issues in the constitutions connected to the presidency. And I myself also, I lived that time, that the million people that signed, about 750,000 to 800,000 people. This political participation to have some movement at that time. So that's me. The establishment was Kifaya, one of them, and 6th of April, and also we have the other, like 25th of January in 2011. The Brotherhood agreed with other politicians, and also at that time was Dr. Badaki. Hopefully, I hope, ask God to help him. And from this 26, there was a declaration. They said that in a clear way, they mentioned that the movement of the Egyptian people started from 25th of the January. It was peaceful, it was more modern and civilized, and indicating, and this should continue on this approach to fight or combating the corruptions. That's the 26th of January, and also the tough and great flood of the Muslim Brotherhoods, and you know all these details. And after the revolution, when the Muslim Brotherhood established the Party of Freedom and Justice, one of them, there was 1,000 ladies and 100 Copti, Christian Coptis, and also this party was established by the head of Dr. Muhammad Ali, God bless him, and 2 parliaments. And the also Copti Rafiq Hadib. And from the beginning, it was so clear that this party was open to all the Egyptians, and anyone would like to join and to have, join the program of the party, because this, would take too long. But this party called to what it's called to the democracy. Democracy was essential. Also, the Al-Wafd party also pledged that, and the Al-Wafd party was in the different list, and some other parties they withdraw, and at the end, how many parties? Only 11 parties in total. The Al-Karama, Al-Adala, Al-Amal, and they get some votes at that time, 10 million. 188,000 voice or vote, and this is in the life of the world of democracy, this number, and the first experience and first participation, they got this high level number at that time. And the Brotherhood entered in this elections, the engineers and the traders, and they participate in many activities, and there was so activities and many syndicates and the projects that established and came from this participations was so good to the society. And if you the Doctor Syndicate was the first who actually joined this Islamic movement, and it has about 33 branches, departments. It has the hospital, big hospital, I have 5 in Al-Jiza, 4 in Ismailia, and 1 in Asyut. And this is the medical Islamic University. They had so many departments everywhere, many Egyptian governorates and cities. I was in the Giza at that time. The Egyptians remember that. And so this is private hospitals that they give very good services with low prices. Also, they help the orphans and the marriage for youth, and help the society and families to be more productive. And this dream that we lived for about 2 years transferred into a nightmare after the military coup. That they destroyed everything, and they pushed the Muslim Brotherhoods. They paid big price, displaced, death, prisons, and detention, and all these things should be mentioned. So because the price that being paid but it was a productive at that time, and it will be more productive in the future. The last point I would like to mention, which is the learned lessons from this political social movement, that we have to mention that we didn't submit this just to have our hat up or to lift our hat up, but all the brotherhood, they joined peacefully, away from violence, away from terrorism, and they paid this big price, but that supposed to understand the national participations has some kind of negligence, but even if we have more, spend more effort, it should be much better results. And also we have to be more realistic politically, and today that we say the armed forces, Egyptian armed forces, yes, this is something important and democracy, but the political reality, it needs some kind of understanding the renewal of the internal speech inside the national Egyptian group, which is the end this renewable for the things for the Muslim Brotherhoods, for the lesson. With the lesson learned, we can start a good movement, political movement, a social movement once again. And thanks, Dr. Hamza, and thank you all for your listening, and may peace be upon all of you. Thank you.